Any man give his life for Yahweh Shah, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner, is my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
Surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up a book just to see them right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, on those ships who had to plead for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning our foods and put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cost. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, the robber link a shit tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaica, mistreated and I know why. for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites.
Kwam Yasha Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto when Satan want us devoured. The seal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Wanna be an Israelite, you gon' need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you approve and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim. Homicide ain't the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms. Never getting treatment, something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long, it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite, crackers better get it right. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. If your mind ain't dead, then we don't dream alike. Reporting live from hell, Homo Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites.
While they play the sidelines, comfortable on benches. Catch me on the front lines, putting work in trenches. Making sure our election, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons. Protecting all adolescents and answering all their questions. Teaching the love they reflection, no matter what the complexion. We got a common connection, a part of God's hand selection. A shot at the resurrection, through us achieving perfection. But to give life takes sacrifice. Battle demons every fight. Short days and long nights. Less sleep and more fights. More wisdom, more strife. Telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites and die for my Israelites. We owe a debt cause Christ paid the price. So who ready to give their life the life of an Israelite?
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites.
Oh, it's coming up. Another song.
West till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Getting dividends, so we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nobody abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to the pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars. I coach them up like a Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid. Shit's gotten retarded since all the dominance. One west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got group time for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They ride by black Apollos, let the city holler. The showstopper, been the promise is the titty bopper. But now I'm going up Patron, the premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The sword heavy, war ready, and that's worth of mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence. So order. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitters and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire down the deep, and I'm still throwing the piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Feel the night, I'm winning, coming through with the title because I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all.
You stay right there.
They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it.
I know.
With the black on. I can't really do shit because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back!
great. Let's clap. All right. Here we go once again. Shalom Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding General Yohana. We have been bringing this truth since 1969. And what is that truth? That truth is that the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Indians are the true Jews of the Bible.
That's
and
right.
The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Let me tell you something, right? We in the last days, and we can see it, right? We got all of these, what do we call it? Pestilences and all of these
Epidemics,
pandemics. What do we call it in the Bible?
What
Plagues.
Come.
Plagues of the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? But one thing that our people, and when I say our people, I'm talking about the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the 12 tribes of Israel. Exactly, the 12 tribes of Israel. That's my son said that. You see that? It's rubbing off on you. You feel me? 12 tribes of Israel. You know, the 12 tribes. The thing is we still, a lot of our people are still in a stupor. And when I say still in a stupor, we walk around like we are amongst all family. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us still don't realize or recognize that we are amongst our enemy. We are in the land of our enemy. You understand? We work amongst our enemy. You understand what I'm saying? And I want to go back to 1863 Emancipation Proclamation, right? Emancipation Proclamation have blinded a lot of us. The Emancipation Proclamation makes us think that we are actually free. We are not free. And I say this often, and I'm gonna say it again. To be emancipated only means to be brought from private property and state property on a big level. We ain't gonna go too deep into it, but it just means to be moved from private property to state property. When the North took and emancipated the slaves in the South, because remember, the slaves in the North were never emancipated. It was only the slaves in the South that were emancipated. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of us, when we read that Emancipation Proclamation, we actually think we're free, when we are still slaves. In Section 1, Article 2 in the Constitution, it still states that we are 3/5 of a man. Relegated to cattle, farm equipment, tools. That's all we are considered. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us think that we are amongst people who love us. And this is the thing that really destroys our people. Because we see one white person or one oppressor of our oppressors who appears to be nice to us, what do we say? What do we say?
Well, he not bad or something like that, you know.
Do we say that? That's one thing. What do we say about when we meet an oppressor or, you know, somebody who we think enjoys our company? What do we say?
Well, some of them say, well, you know, I didn't take part in slavery. I'm not a racist.
No, that's true, right? But what I'm trying to get you at is, what do we say about them?
What you doing?
There you go. All white people are not bad. So when we say that, what happens to us? We believe it. Yeah, that's true. We believe it. But more than that, we get comfortable. We get comfortable in being around them. We get comfortable in going out with them. We get comfortable in living around them. So much so, we get comfortable in jogging through their neighborhoods. Now, I'm going to this Ahmaud Arbery, the brother who was shot and killed back on February the 23rd by the father and son, what was that, McDaniel or something like that? That was their last name or something like that, right? He was jogging in a predominantly white neighborhood.
Come.
The Christian church gets us comfortable with our enemy. The Christian church tells us that we don't have an enemy in them. The Christian church makes us believe that we are enemies amongst ourselves.
Come.
The Christian church twists our mind. Listen, coming into the UPK, they say, what about us? That we are brainwashed. Which is true, because our minds were filthy dirty with that Christian dogma.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Christian dogma makes us get comfortable around our oppressor. Christian dogma makes us believe in our oppressor. Christian dogma makes us put down our guards and trust our oppressor. What does the Bible tell us? Trust not thine enemy.
Come.
You understand what I'm saying? And with Ahmaud Arbery, he was a Christian. He was a Christian so much so that it had him jogging through a predominantly white neighborhood. Not just all. Remember when we was going up to the Passover last year?
Right.
Was it no? Where was it we going with? It was me, you, Cap, all of us was going, and we stopped to get food at that spot. And all those white people was in there. We looked at each other like, nope, this is not the spot.
Yeah, the Spirit on that truck stop. It wasn't
right.
Oh, right. We was going to eat there.
And nobody wanted them to go in the back and cook our food.
Right.
Ahmaud Arbery did not have that spirit of discernment. So much so that it had him 2 miles away from his house jogging through a predominantly white neighborhood.
Come.
Jogging through a predominantly white neighborhood got him shot and killed because of Christianity. Christianity destroys us. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
And because it has destroyed us so much, it has our people walking into a minefield.
Come.
And every time something like this happens, now, he got killed, shot and killed on February the 23rd. It took them until May the 10th? May the 10th just to arrest. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
May the 10th. Was it May the 10th or 11th? One of the days. Just a couple of days ago. Just to arrest, right? If that video hadn't came out, what do you think would have happened?
They would have tried to make people forget about it. No, they wouldn't have said nothing about it.
Wouldn't have said nothing about it.
Could I add something too, sir?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Salaki. I think it's also interesting when a black person is killed by a citizen or a police officer. If you always notice, see that the media is very crafty. They'll always come out with a video a few days or a few weeks later, trying to show that black person doing something negative, almost like to justify the crime that was done against them. When Mike Brown was killed, all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, they show him in the store being aggressive. I saw on the news the other day, they showed that black man, he was walking through a house, and they always try to, put something out to show, this person was up to no good, so there was maybe some justice behind his killing.
Justification of a murder, which is what they always do.
Come.
The justification of the murder was Someone called in a 911 call and said he was walking through a construction site.
Come.
He was in the construction site for only 3 minutes and walked out.
Come.
Not running, but walked out and continued to jog. Listen, just like you said, right? Anytime a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian is murdered, we're not going to say, whatever they say to ease the pain or ease the tension. It was a murder.
Come.
Whenever a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian is murdered, the first thing they do is try to find video or something to justify why he was murdered.
Come.
You understand what I'm saying? They try to justify what happened. They try to justify why they didn't arrest these two immediately when there was no justification. You understand? The father was a former police officer of that county. You understand what I'm saying? He was a former. So what do you think was going to happen? They was going to definitely cover that up. You understand what I'm saying? And had that video not came out, that would have been swept under the rug, and it would have been have a nice day. Understand what I'm saying?
Come.
Let's go to a scripture, right? Let's go to Exodus chapter 19. Verse 5. And I just want to set a little tempo right here. You feel me?
Come.
Just right here. We just want to set a little tempo right here. Right? Go ahead. You got it.
Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice, indeed.
It says now, therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed. When it says if you will obey my voice indeed, what does that mean? If you will obey my voice.
Hearken to pretty much the words that he says.
There you go. Hearken to the words that he says and obey those scriptures.
Come.
Listen, when the scriptures are written, right, every situation and anything that happens in this world today, yesterday, and tomorrow is in the scriptures. If you will just obey my voice, if you will hearken, like you said, unto this word, if you will read these scriptures and keep them right here, you understand? Obey. Go ahead.
And keep my covenant.
Read.
Then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
It says, and ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. What is it to be a peculiar treasure? A peculiar treasure. What does that mean to be a peculiar treasure?
Does it mean to be like you're special, like you'll be unique, special, set apart?
You hit it right there. It's strangely odd. Somebody look at you, they like, man, there's something peculiar about, man, you look special. People can look at when they see us, right, when we come in, no matter what's going on, they look at us like, oh, what is this? What's going on? You are peculiar. Something different about these dudes. These dudes not like everybody else. You understand? We are set above. We are a peculiar people unto the Most High, above all people. You understand? When we come into this truth, we are above all people. We are special. It takes a special man to be out there on those corners and speaking to our people the way we do. It takes a special man, a peculiar man, to be able to speak and tell our people the truth, even though they don't want to hear it.
Come.
You understand what I'm saying? When we go out there and we speak, they don't want to hear that. But what is this? What is the old saying? The truth always hurts. But guess what? This is the only truth that hurts. People can hear something that sounds truthful and hurt and get over it. But this is the truth that hurts but heals. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
This is the truth that hurts and saves lives. You understand what I'm saying? This is the truth. This is the real truth. Go ahead.
And indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
It says a peculiar treasure. A treasure. What do you treasure? That's how he feels about us. I'm not saying like, what do you treasure above the truth? I'm saying, you know what a treasure feels like. You know when you got something that, but I can't let you hold this. Nah, something might happen. I gotta keep this right here. You know my Xbox. I can't let you hold that. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I got you that PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
This is how the Most High feels about us coming into this, especially when you come into this truth. He loves all the children of the nation of Israel.
Come.
When you come into this truth, you are a peculiar treasure. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
And it says, for all the earth is mine. For all the earth is his. You understand what I'm saying? He's special. If Ahmaud Arbery would have been in this truth, he would have not been jogging through a predominantly white neighborhood.
Come.
He would have been jogging amongst his own. You understand what I'm saying? And they said 2 miles away from his house. Now, 2 miles is not long. So now, the question is, where did he live? When we was young, we used to always say living in the hood, and I gotta get up away from these niggas. I wanna move where the white people live at. This is what we said, and I'm telling you, Drake, this is what we said when we was young. Because so much was going on in our neighborhood, so many people was being killed and robbed and everything else that we just wanted to pick up and move and go live where white people live at. Not really understanding that our oppressor put us in this position. Our oppressor put us in a position where we wasn't making enough to sustain ourselves, to where we had to go out and sell the drugs that he put into our neighborhoods, to pick up the guns that he put in our neighborhoods, to shoot the people that he had robbing us in our neighborhoods. This is a vicious cycle. You understand what I'm saying? But the Most High tells us to separate away from that. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
Let's go to Zephaniah 2:1. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
Read that again for me.
Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
It says, gather yourselves together. Listen, what we always say, right? It says, gather yourselves together. When it says gather yourselves together, that means come together, right?
Come.
And in coming together, it means leave away from that. When you leaving away from that, you coming together. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. He's telling us to gather together. Come away from them and come together, because you are a people not desired.
Come.
The Most High is wisdom. He gives us everything we need right here in this book. I'm telling you, gather yourself together. Yea, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. He knows we are not desired. We can see that we are not desired. Every nation upon the face of this earth shows us that they do not desire us. But why are they amongst us? Or why do they have us amongst them?
Right. That's a heavy point which you're bringing out, because we got in every hood we got Chinese restaurants and have products that the Orientals have, Koreans, and we always call them mama
and pop. How do you call this? Listen, check this out. You hit that right on. Go ahead, finish. Go ahead. I ain't even cut you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you call you call them mom and pop, but guess what? You go with China now, and if you black, you can't even shop. You can't have an apartment right now. Right. They're throwing everybody that's black out and saying that we the one who caused the coronavirus. They're trying to reverse it on us.
Reverse psychology.
Right. Knowing that it came from Wuhan and all that.
Came from them, from China.
Right. So everybody black in China is either on the streets or in the airport trying to get
just
out.
Beating the hell out of them.
Yeah.
They're beating the hell out of black people over there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, right, is that our people can't recognize. How do you think about it, right? Just what you just said, right? How do you call somebody mom and pop, but when you short money when you go in there, they can't give it to you? You understand what I'm saying? You got the Arabs, you got the Koreans, you got the Chinese, you got the Africans, you got the East Indians. All of these people hate us. But yet, they are amongst us. Oh, but mom and pop, they be smiling at me, they be talking to me, and they be, giving me, praise and all that. Why do they do that? Because they want your money. Hey, tell me this. Where do they live at? If they like you so much, tell me, where do they live at? See, a nigga that don't like you ain't gonna tell you where he live at, because he don't want you showing up. It goes the same with the heathen. They don't want you to know where they live at. Think about this, right? When have you seen a homeless Chinese person? When have you seen a homeless Korean? When have you seen a homeless Arab? I'm gonna go deeper with you. When have you seen a homeless African? They come in to your neighborhood to rape, rob, and pillage. This is what they do. You understand what I'm saying? There is no love lost. The Bible tells us that these nations have come together against thee. You understand? They are gathered together against us. On what's that? They are gathered together. No.
In Confederate.
In Confederate against thee. That's Psalms 83. Psalms 83 and 2, right? Think about it. You understand what I'm saying? Think about this, right? I seen the Arab. Now listen, check this out. In Saudi Arabia, the Arabs are still taking the Africans as slaves. But on Harford Road and 25th, they got a gas station right there with the Arabs on one side and the Africans on the other side. Did you see that one? That BP? Me and Gabar Das stopped there. I was taking them home one day.
Oh, you mean
Harford Road and 25th.
Right. It's an Arab gas station in
Listen, whatever it is, they selling cigarettes and food and all that other stuff on one side, and then the Arabs are selling the gas on the other side. It's connected.
Lottery.
It's one connected.
It's lottery.
Yeah, where they selling everything on this side, and then you get gas on the other side.
Right.
But it's connected.
Right.
They hate each other in their country, but they come here and they can cooperate.
Right.
Why can they cooperate? Because they in your neighborhood raping, robbing, and pillaging. We talked about this last week, right? The Bloomberg News said 70% of the American economy is built on the consumer. Who is the consumer? We are the consumer. Why are we the consumer? Because we take in, but we don't give out. We spend our money, but we don't sell. We are the only nation in America that does not sell to anybody. We are the only nation of people in America that don't profit off another nation. You feel me?
Come.
They are confederate against us. They hate each other in their own land, but they come here and can come together and cooperate and become millionaires. They come here and put their kids through college off that chicken and fried rice money.
So like you, sir. And it's interesting you say that because I work in the school system, and it's funny. These same stores about these foreigners that be in the neighborhood, they don't give 1 cent to those black kids in those school systems. Not one.
Listen.
They should. I mean, the black kids in those schools should have all the funding from all these businesses that's raping and robbing them. I mean, they don't get a cent from them.
Hey, listen, this is the reason why the Bible says, gather yourselves together, gather yourselves together, O nation I desire. You have to gather yourself together. You have to profit off of your own people. You have to put your money together and spend amongst our own.
Come.
You have to force them out.
Come.
Spending with them and force them out. They come in just to rob. And then on top of that, they selling inferior food. You understand what I'm saying? I went to the supermarket right around the corner from me, Food Depot. 8 hot dog rolls for $3.69. The thing about it was about to be expired in 2 days.
Wow.
So I go right up to Wilkins Avenue, out in Catonsville, to the Giants in Catonsville, and the same 8 rolls was $1.69, and it had 2 weeks on it. This was the same day. When I saw that, I went there. It's the same thing. You understand? So now they're selling you expired food for a higher price. Your money is what's making them rich. They have those new houses right across the street from the University of Maryland.
Yeah.
You know those new houses they built right there, those doctors and nurses and everything live in those houses. They don't have a water bill for a couple of years. Why don't they have a water bill for a couple of years? Because we're fitting the price. We're fitting it. We're fitting the bill. Our water bill went from every 3 months to every month. You're still paying the same water bill, but every month. How can that happen? Because you're taking the water bill for them. The water bill that they don't get for the next couple of years, that's the water bill you pay. We all chipping in so they can live lavishly. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
We gotta understand that these people don't like us. We can't freely jog through their neighborhoods, or we will be shot and killed. It will be covered up unless somebody catches it on video. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
These people will destroy us given the chance. There is a war going on. And this is what a lot of Christians don't understand, that it's a war going on right now. Christians don't want to believe that. Oh, ain't nothing happening. All white people ain't bad. We got to trust somebody. You're supposed to trust in your own. You feel me? They say we gotta trust in somebody like we ain't standing around. Like you don't have your own people. You see, that's some of the slave mentality that's going on now. When you in school, Dre, you're not supposed to trust them. You feel me? You're not supposed to trust your oppressor. I ain't say don't listen. You understand what I'm saying? But when you know you have to keep your eye on them, you know you have to watch them. You understand? Even at work, we have to watch them. I just watched a dude. I watched a dude crash a machine, right? It's not his first crash, right? I watched a dude crash a machine, and me and one of the brothers on the job said, we're gonna see how long it's gonna take for them to write this dude up. It's been about 3 weeks now. They ain't wrote him up. Let me ask you a question. Do you think they're gonna write him up?
But if when y'all do it, it's gonna happen just like
Well,
that.
the brother right here, the brother that I was talking to, he had already been written up. This dude crashed the machine was down 2 days. The machine is off now. They gotta readjust the machine. Ask me what's his ethnicity. Do I need to say? Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? We are amongst the people who do not desire us. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta understand Christianity has destroyed our people. This is the reason why we go out there on these weekends and we speaking to our people. We ain't speaking to our people because we hate our oppressor. We speaking to our people because we love our people. We come out there and speaking for the love of our people, not for the hate of the oppressor. The oppressor is just who he is. He is the oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? In the Bible it says, who can make that straight which God hath made crooked? This is the way God made them. This is the way the Most High made them. You understand what I'm saying? But we want to sit around and say, oh, we can get along. You understand? All of them ain't bad. Hell, all of them bad.
Salaki, sir, man.
Go ahead.
And you know, it's funny you say that because a lot of people will always, they'll say, well, not all white people are bad, but my first thing is, but they're benefiting off the crimes. They benefit off the crimes that their forefathers committed for us.
And I'm gonna ask you this question. Do you have to go out and rob a bank if your father already robbed that bank? Exactly. So you don't have to show your greed or your evilness, right?
Come.
And this is the problem. And this is the problem with our oppressor. Our oppressor is always, that's the first thing that comes out of his mouth, is that, oh, well, I didn't have anything to do with it. Yes, you did.
Come.
You understand what I'm saying? Because if everything you got, you haven't given us and taking a back seat to us,
come.
Yes, you are guilty. You understand? Our oppressor is guilty. We are judged. The Most High judges us as a family. He doesn't judge us individually. It says, if you obey me, you will live lavishly. If you don't obey me, you will be sent back into Egypt by way of ship.
Come.
I can sit here and say, I obeyed you, but I was right on that boat too. I was on that ship. I was on my way back into Egypt again by way of ship too. Sold as bondmen and bondwomen. You understand what I'm saying? We was all sold back in. When they wrote up that birth certificate for you, that meant you was entered back into slavery again too. They got papers on you. Just like we got papers on the puppy, they got papers on us. You understand what I'm saying? You just have to know how to navigate. And this is why we have in these classes. This is why we go out on the street, to teach our people to navigate. It says, gather, listen. The Bible says the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right?
Come.
What does it mean, it says the kingdom of heaven is at hand? it takes is for us to gather ourselves together. You understand what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. If you gather yourselves together, if you obey my voice, if you hearken unto my voice, scenario, just like we said when we was in the salon the other day, right? Scenario, you got 4 stores on each corner: Arab, East Indian, oppressor, Chinese, right? You boycott one store, that store shuts down. We put our money together, we buy that store. Now we got that store, boom, boom, boom. Now we gonna sell something that he sells, something that he sells, and something that he sells. Now we start taking money from them. Eventually one of them gonna shut down, and we buy that next store, bam. It's us against them too. Now we got 4 stores. Now we buy a little convenience store, somewhere people can just go buy little things they need to pick up. Eventually something else gonna shut down and we buy that. Eventually you end up with a supermarket. Eventually you end up with a school. Eventually you end up with clothing store. You understand what I'm saying? Eventually you end up taking care of your community. Eventually your money begins to circulate within your community. Listen, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It says, gather yourself together, yea, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. Most High is telling us the kingdom of heaven is at hand if you come together.
Come.
It's not hard, it's not difficult. But when you haven't been brainwashed, and understand what I say when I say you haven't been brainwashed, you haven't been brought into the real truth. The Isupk, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, out of 1 West 125th Street, under the commanding General Yohana. This is the truth. It's not hard. You understand what I'm saying? He gives us everything that we need in that Bible. Truth is truth. You feel me?
Come.
Listen. Let's go to let's do this. Let's go to Zechariah 11:5. What does that say? It's right there. You know where it's at?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Go ahead.
Whose possessor slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Read that again for me. Slow down. Go ahead, slow down. Read it again.
Whose possessor slay them.
It says, whose possessor slay them. Whose possessor slay them? And hold themselves not guilty. Listen, we just saw Ahmaud Arbery, right? He was slayed. Prosecuting attorney said it was justifiable. Whose possessor slay them? Who are we possessed by? We was just talking about that. Who are we possessed by? Who owns us?
Well, I mean, the white man,
our oppressor.
Our oppressor.
It says it right there. It said, whose possessor slay them. Our oppressor slays us. Holds himself not guilty. Listen, if it wasn't for that video, they said he was not guilty. It was a justifiable homicide, or justifiable killing, a justifiable murder. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
Freddie Gray, justifiable murder. What's that? Michael Brown,
Come.
Justifiable murder. Trayvon Martin, justifiable murder. Tamir Rice, justifiable murder. Who's that? Sterling Alton Sterling, justifiable murder. You can go on and on and on. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Who does this? Our oppressor. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
We just said it right here. We just spoke and we said what? Everything that we need to know about what's going on is in this Bible. Today, yesterday, and tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
It applies. This is the reason why they call it the truth. Because it applies to yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He says, hearken unto my voice. If we just listen into what these scriptures say, most of the stuff that we're going through, we don't have to go through. If you read these scriptures tell you just how to deal with your oppressor, how to deal amongst your own people, how to buy and sell. You understand? What to eat, what not to eat. People want to say this is a religious book. It's not a religious book. This is a book of laws, statutes, and commandments.
Come.
This is a book that tells us how to live. It tells us the penalty of disobeying this book and the judgments of what will happen if you disobey. It's not a difficult thing to do, you feel me? There's not nothing difficult about it. You understand?
Come.
I mean, but right here it says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Who kills a man and say, I'm not guilty? Who kills a man and say, look, he threatened me. I feared for my life. You see that police shoot that dude up against that house? What he shot him about 11, 12, 13 times? First shot took him down, he just kept shooting.
Wow.
I feared for my life, an unarmed brother. You feel me? Unarmed. How do you justify a man with his hands up and back turned and you shooting them all in his back? How do you justify that? How do you justify a man sitting in the car with his family and just shooting them up? How do you justify choking a man out until he's unconscious and dead? When he choked that brother out, you know what that was? That was a modern day lynching.
Come.
That's a modern day lynching. A lot of people didn't even recognize that. That's how you look when you get lynched. That's how you look. That was a modern day lynching. Instead of a rope, it was an arm around his neck choking him out. You see police do that every day to brothers. Modern day lynchings. We got to hearken unto the voice of the Most High. We got to come back to these law, statutes, and commandments. We don't come back to these law, statutes, and commandments. Listen, this is going to happen a whole lot more. This is not the last incident. There's probably something happening right now. It's probably something happened last week that we ain't going to hear about until 2 months from now. Think about it. Every time you hear about something happening, why does it always pop up and you find out, oh, that happened 2 months ago. Oh, that happened last month. Why is it just coming out? Because they trying to figure out a way that they can get away with it. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. This is what they do. You understand what I'm saying? This is just what they do. You understand? Go ahead. Where we at?
Zechariah 11, verse 5.
Right there at the middle of verse 5?
Come.
Hold themselves not guilty. Go ahead, start at the top again.
Yeah, start at the top.
And they that sell.
No, start at the top again.
whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord.
It's they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord. The Lord has truly blessed me. Go ahead.
For I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
For I am rich. Look, they making money off of us, hand over foot. You understand what I'm saying? And it says, and their own shepherds pity them not. Who are their own shepherds?
Wouldn't it be like the Christian leaders and the black Christian leader pastors that
exactly
pretty much
politicians too.
Come.
You understand what I'm saying? The shepherds, these are the people that's supposed to protect us. This is why it says our gates languish. You understand what I'm saying? These people could care less. They have sold us for a few trinkets. You understand what I'm saying? Just to make themselves feel comfortable. They have sold, that's like Catherine Pugh. For a few trinkets. She sold her people out. She sold us out. And then at the end of the day, when they were tired of her, what happened? They balled her up and threw her out. You understand what I'm saying? They balled her up and threw her away. Let me ask a question. With all this mayoral running, who has heard from Sheila Dixon? Where's she at now? They balled her up and threw her away years ago. She tried to make a comeback, right?
Come.
And they made sure you were reminded of what she did.
Come.
You understand? Because she sold herself for a few trinkets too. She sold us out for a few trinkets. Every black leader that's up, think about this, right? How many of them can be really honest leaders? Think about it. Because our situation still hasn't changed. So how many of them can really be good leaders? How many of them can really be for their people? Think about the whole time I haven't heard anybody say I'm for my people. Because once you say that, what happened? You asked out. You feel me? Once you acknowledge you for your people, you asked out. That's it. I tried to tell my father one day when he was running for the 44th district, House of Delegates, 44th district. You can't win because you too honest. You understand? And he lost. You understand? The same dude that said he would endorse my father years before turned on him while he was at one of those what do they call it? The thing that we went to see the mayors talking, a campaign rally, right? Well, you know where they all get up there and they speak and tell about what they are. He came in there and turned on my father after I was there when he was at my mother and father's wedding, right? We got him on film saying whenever he decided to run, he would back him 100%. He came in there and said, I ain't never said that. How you gonna say you ain't never said that? We all heard you. You understand what I'm saying? But I try to tell my father, you can't win that. You know why? Because you too honest. You too honest. You really about taking care of people and taking care of your community. That's not what it's about. It's about eating off the people. This is the reason why the Bible tells us to separate from them. Because I ain't even gonna do that. Let's grab the scripture. I ain't gonna get that one, but let's grab the scripture on that one. Hold on. Let's see. Deuteronomy 7:3. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
It says, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. What does that mean? Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
You don't want to marry into, one of the heathen nations.
Right, exactly. But now we're going to go a little bit deeper. Look at what we're talking about. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Or maybe like even make deals, covenants with them,
There you go.
intermingle with them.
There you go. There you go. Neither shalt thou make marriages with. Don't make no deals, no covenants, or anything with them. When you get a mayor, a black police commissioner, a black city councilman, a black district attorney, and your city still is in a spiral downward, they have made marriages with them.
Come.
They have made covenants with them. You understand what I'm saying? The Bible says, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
And our people have made many marriages with them over many years.
Right.
Now, let's go back to 1890. If I'm not mistaken, Pimlico Racetrack was built in 1890, right? And I can remember far back as the 70s that they always kept saying that the revenues from the racetrack would help build up the Pimlico area. It would build up those stores right there on Park Heights across the street from the track. Those stores that go right up Belvedere like that, and the stores that go down Park Heights and right across the front. They would build them up. They never did it. The one store that I always saw that was always looking nice and looked like it was always built up was what store? Cinderella's. Who owned Cinderella's?
The Jews.
The oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. The Jewish man got his money, didn't he? You feel me? And he's still there getting his money. Cinderella's still there. You feel me? Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. We make too many deals with them. We make too many covenants with them. Think about what happened to the Native Indians. The Native Indians made a marriage with them. They made covenants with them. To be exact, 177. And the oppressor broke every one of them.
Wow.
Did I mention this is brotherhood class?
Correct.
What is brotherhood? What is brotherhood? It's simple.
I think it's a relationship with your own, right? It's a love and a bond with your own kindred, your own family.
Exactly right. Obeying the law, statutes, and commandments.
Come.
That's a relationship. Obeying the laws.
Come.
Most High tells us what? We said that earlier. Hearken unto my voice.
Come.
You understand what I'm saying? I have to decline you. California? Who knows me in California? We make all kinds of marriages. You understand what I'm saying? And listen. Let's finish reading that scripture. I was going to go to another one, but I got another one to jump into after that one, but we're going to finish this one right here.
Come. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son. Thy daughters, don't let your daughters marry into their sons. Point blank. Because if they have babies, what do they have?
They have the child of the heathen.
Child of the heathen. Or the oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? Neither shalt thou make marriages. Don't let your daughters marry into their sons. Go ahead.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Nor his daughter unto thy sons. Why shouldn't you let your sons marry into their daughters? Why shouldn't you?
Heathen.
Now you can't make heathens if it's your son with their daughters. You can't make heathen kids. Still gonna be ours, but it's a reason behind it.
Probably well because the son will start taking on the custom of the woman, kind of like how Solomon and some of the other men of the scripture, they started taking the customs of those heathen nations and started turning away from the Most High. Exactly. It's great. We great. Read that right in this next line. Go ahead. Read this next line. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me. It says, for they will turn away thy sons from following me. And you hit it right on the nose. Because think about this, right? What does the conscious community say? The woman is God. Come. Bow down to your woman. Happy wife, happy life. You start bowing down, you start humbling yourself, you begin to take on the customs and culture of that nation or that people that you, wherever you live. This is not a custom to bow down to a woman. It's not a custom or culture of our nation. Come. We love our women. We do right by our women, but we do not bow down and crown our women queens. Come. You understand what I'm saying? Because once you bow down and crown your rib a queen, then you put her above you. And that is not where the Most High put the woman. 1 Corinthians 11:3 says what? The head of the man is Christ. Right? Come. And the head of the woman is the man. Come. There is an order. And once you step out of order and you step away from the Most High, this is the reason why we can't allow our sons to marry into their daughters. You understand? Because it takes us away from the Most High. What you got? Could I, Salaki, sir? Also, isn't it kind of like, because it's like, especially in the white culture, that white woman is the prize. Like that's why they kill Emmett Till. Like you even like, if you even disrespect like that white, like they put that white woman on that pedestal. Well, they put that white woman on that pedestal above us. The white woman bows down to her man. Come. And she supports her man too. She supports her man. We are the only people, we are the only nation of people who our women don't follow us, but we follow our women. Come. We are the only nation of people who women say, I can do bad by myself. Come. We are the only people who women say, well, if you can't do for me, I'll find somebody that can do it for me. We are the only people who belittle our men and give our women everything they want. Women don't realize that if you stand and support your man in the position that the Most High put you, you're going to get everything that you want. Because a black man will do everything in his power to make his woman happy when she stands and supports him through everything. You understand what I'm saying? Come. It's just like him saying, gather yourself together. Gather yourself together, O nation I desire. When you come together and support your man, everything falls into place. Come. Our women will need for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Come. And if we gather together, it's like we said, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. If we gather together properly, those other nations would be starving. We wouldn't have a single soul starving in our nation.
everything is built on us anyway. We built the nation. We built Egypt. We built every strong nation that had us in captivity. And God damn it, it's about time that we come out of that captivity and start building for ourselves.
Come.
But the only way that we do that is following these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's it. The only way we come up out of this is if we follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's a ball game. If we come back to the Most High, that's it right there. That's a wrap. Hey, let's go to Zechariah. Oh no, I was already there. I meant Lamentations, chapter 4. Verse 17. Got my boy Matazabah, what's going on, big brother? And Yahawah Banyamian, what's going on, sis? And sis K Mac. And what's this? What's that? What's that? Alooso? That's what they're saying, huh? You know what? I've never been able to say that. Quatizah. Ya'ala Quatizah. Okay, I'm gonna get it today. You got that? Yep. Let's read.
As for us,
Hold up, wait a minute. You gotta read the what's the name first? Lamentations, chapter 4.
Lamentations,
Chapter 4.
chapter 4, verse 17.
Go ahead.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
It says, as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. What does that mean? Who's our eyes? Who's our eyes?
As for us, our eyes yet fail for our.
We were just talking about
the shepherds, the politicians.
There you go. Politicians, preachers, pastors, everybody that's supposed to be looking out for us, they have failed us.
Come.
You know, for our empty help, our vain help. You understand? They have, I mean, think about it, right? You go to church, the church does what? Tell you what, you gotta love your oppressor.
Come.
Turn the other cheek. You understand? Love them, even though they shoot and kill. Think about the girl whose father got killed right in front of her in church. What was that, last year or something like that, or some months ago? Father got shot dead right there in front of her in that church. With that shotgun. They showed it too, right?
Wow.
She called her oppressor a devil, then turned around in the next breath and said, I forgive him. This is what Christianity does to us. And they were in the midst of what? Their oppressor's church. I think she said her father wasn't one of the preachers in there, but this was an oppressor's church. And they let an oppressor walk in with a shotgun and blast her father. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
This is what Christianity does to us. Christianity destroys us. It destroys us as a people. Christianity makes you weak.
Come.
You understand? And in our weakness, we let every nation run over top of us, take advantage of us, and suck us dry of everything that we got. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
Everybody takes advantage of us. You understand what I'm saying? That's the reason why I said we not eating at that spot no more. That's the sub shop 2 doors from us. Why don't I give them out money? You understand? And they taking advantage of the people in the neighborhood. And granted, it's not too many places that we can, you know what I mean? But we can start there. You understand what I'm saying? This is what they do to us. Take advantage. And then, like I said, they sell inferior food. And I don't see how the brothers can eat chicken from over there. It's horrible. You understand what I'm saying? I don't see, just like when we was eating that chicken at the joint. Remember that day we was on Penn Avenue, Pennsylvania Avenue, that day we had stopped at that sub spot?
Yeah.
That chicken was horrible.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, legend. Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Was that it? No, I'm talking about, you wasn't with us.
No, I was asking was that the spot.
Oh, you know what's the name of that spot?
I thought it was.
Was that what it was? I don't know.
Where we got the lamb food and stuff?
Yeah.
That was legend.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was some horrible chicken. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I know it's horrible is because you can taste it, they didn't clean the grease in a while. That's what makes it taste the way it tastes. But they don't care. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're not eating it themselves.
Right.
When you're not eating something yourself, and you don't care about the people you're selling to, and they continue to patronize you, who cares? You know what I mean?
Come.
You know, and this is the way that they treat us. And we don't recognize that. We continue to patronize them. And as soon as the black spot movement, what's the first thing we say? Oh, they too high. You understand? They high for a reason. You know what I mean? Not to say that all of them, because some of them don't have to be ridiculously high like they are. You understand what I'm saying? But it's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Go ahead, finish reading.
And read it over at me.
No, go ahead, finish. We'll start with you, finish, stop that.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
And says, in our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. This is another thing in this Ahmaud Arbery case, right? Everybody expecting these men to be prosecuted. We are watching for a nation that could not save us. Do you think these two oppressors are going to go down?
No.
For murder? First off, they dropped the racially motivated charge. Why did they chase him? Because he was black. If that was a white person jogging, would they have done that?
Wow.
So how can they drop the racially motivated charges? There was only one reason why they was chasing him, because he was black.
Come.
And then they tried to make up a story and say, oh, we heard a call go out. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you just sitting there waiting for a black man running call, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's not racially motivated. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
So they already getting them off right there. You understand what I'm saying? They already getting them off right there. So this is the wheels are already turning for an overturned conviction. The wheels are already spinning for what do they call it? A case dismissal. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
Think about it, right? Because they already dropped the charge that should have stuck. A racially motivated crime, a racially motivated murder. You understand?
Come.
You're not the police. But why would you jump in your vehicle and take 2 guns? When it was already said that he didn't steal anything and he wasn't running. Right?
Come.
It says, in our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. We always waiting for justification from America, and we never get it.
Come.
Rodney King, we waited for justice, and it never came. Trayvon Martin, we waited for justice, and it never came. Tamir Rice, we waited for justice, and it never came. Freddie Gray, we waited for justice, and it never came. When are we going to get it through our heads that it's never going to come? You waiting for a nation to give you justice, and they love their people more than they love you. When do you think you're going to get it? This is family wars, right? This is family wars. And you got one family who is the justice, the jury, and the execution. And you're standing before them trying to get justice. How do you get justice? From someone who owns all the laws, owns all the judges, owns all the jury. You can't get it. We waiting for justice from a people who hate us.
Come.
Listen, let me ask a question. Why would you do an alcohol and drug test on a man who got shot and killed murdered by 2 men? You feel me? What was the purpose of you doing that? Because they're going to look for any little thing to justify why this man was murdered.
Come.
You understand? They did a drug and alcohol test. Oh, he was inebriated. Oh, he had marijuana in his system. Brothers don't get it. That's why they freely giving you marijuana now. So when they murk you, oh, he was high. Oh, he was tore up. He was inebriated. You understand what I'm saying? They give you the tools to destroy yourself. This is what they do. What did they say? They say Esau is cunning with the sword. He's cunning with the lies too.
Come.
He's cunning with deceit too. You understand? When we gonna get it through that these people don't like us? We need to separate from them. The Most High tells us to separate from them. Right?
Come.
Let's go to what is that? Ecclesiasticus. That's in the Apocrypha. Let me make sure you get you the right one. Ecclesiasticus. Did I lose that?
12, 10, 12.
There you go, my man. My man. Just saved me. Yeah.
Want me to read, sir?
Go ahead. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Say that again.
Never trust thine enemy.
One more time.
Never trust thine enemy.
It says never trust thine enemy. Who is your enemy? Who is thy enemy?
The Edomite and stuff.
The Edomite and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know that name.
Yeah. Esau, the Edomite, the oppressor. All the same. The oppressor is our enemy. You understand what I'm saying? And we put too much trust in our enemy, especially when it comes to the judicial system.
Come.
You know, we put too much trust in our enemy when it comes to the judicial system. Did I say that? It's like a tongue twister. Judicial system. You understand? The judicial system. And we put too much trust in our enemy when it comes to judging our people in other matters. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to getting justice, you can never get justice living in another man's country under another man's rules.
Right.
You understand? You move into somebody's house, right? You can't do what you want to do. And then if you do something wrong, it's going to be magnified. Even if you are wrong, it's going to be magnified. And then if something happens and nobody knows what happened, you're going to be blamed. Because you're the only one that doesn't live here. You understand what I'm saying? You have to go into another man's house and live by another man's rules, under another man's conditions. You understand what I'm saying? This is what it's like for us living here in America. We living in another man's house under another man's rules in another man's conditions. And regardless of what happens, we are always wrong. You understand what I'm saying? This is the reason why he tells us, separate from him. Love your brother. When it says forgive your enemy, he's talking about the enemy amongst your own people. He's not talking about your oppressor or the heathen. He's talking about within your own people. When you have strife with another brother to the point where you become enemies, forgive him. You understand what I'm saying? Because more than ever, you need each other. The oppressor is always going to hate you. That's why you have to forgive your brother. You understand what I'm saying? This is what the scripture tells us. The scripture you read earlier. Hearken unto my voice. If you hearken unto my voice, we will be living in the lap of luxury. You follow these scriptures. Think about it. The so-called Jewish man took the first 5 books and look at where he's at. He just took the first 5 books. And he's on top. Imagine if we took the whole book. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, he started his reign. No, I can't say that. But his reign was evident in Germany. You understand what I'm saying? And the Germans recognized it.
Right.
And when the Germans recognized it, they immediately took action. Well, we can recognize it right now. I'm not saying that we take the extent that the Germans took, but we have more power than them. Again, 70% of the economy is built on us. The power is in our hands. What does the Most High say? What we said earlier, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Ain't no more you can say about that. You know what I mean? I mean, we got the power right here. Go ahead, finish that.
Come. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
It says, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Think about it, right? And so is iron. What does iron look like before it starts to rust? Nice, pretty, beautiful. And then what happens? It begins to rust, and that real look begins to show through.
Come.
Now you start to see what it looks like. Listen, it's the same thing with our oppressor. He looks nice on the outside. You understand? He sounds nice and sweet and good on the outside. He promises you a whole lot. Then all of a sudden, the real him begins to show. It's the same thing that happened to the Native Indians. He sounded good to the Native Indians, and then all of a sudden, that iron began to rust. His true look, his true intentions began to show through. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
So as iron rusted, as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Listen, we see his wickedness every day, but we choose to overlook it. We choose to ignore it. And this is what gets us killed. This is what gets us murdered. Let's go to Psalms 55 and 21. These are the things that destroy us because we choose to overlook the signs. The Most High tells us everything about our oppressor, but we choose to overlook it. The Most High tells us, trust not thine enemy, but we still put our trust in him. We still trust in these elections. We still trust in our oppressor being over us, and they say they'll tend to our needs, and we still put our trust in them. And every time you vote for your oppressor promises you everything and never gives you anything. He promises you everything and never gives you anything.
Come.
This is our oppressor right here. You got that? Go ahead, read that. Read it loud for me.
Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Say that again. Read that word.
Smoother than butter.
Smother. What, you smothering something in gravy or something? You must have been thinking about food, huh?
Nah.
He said the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. What does that mean? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
I mean, so he's pretty much like a wheel dealer. He can say words that sounds really right, sound straight, sound promising, to kind of lure you in, to pretty much trap you. Says the right thing to lure you. It's crafty words.
Theoraja, what's that one running for mayor? Theoraja, the East Indian.
Come.
How do you get black people to vote for you? He got black people in his video. Knowing the East Indian don't like you, right? How do you get black people? Because his words are smoother than butter. How do you vote for a white president? How do you vote for a Hillary Clinton? How do you vote for a Donald Trump? Because it was black people voting for Donald Trump. His words are smoother than butter. Listen, he can fake you out with his words. It happened to the Native Indians. It happens to us every day. You understand? It happened to the Hispanics. They didn't just give up their land. Somebody over there helped. His words were smoother than butter. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
He speaks to us in this way every day. You ever been to a job? Listen, I'm gonna tell you, in 1988, I was working for Procter & Gamble. He told me, look, we want, because I had worked as a temp and he hired me permanent. We're gonna start you over here in this building and we're gonna bring you back to the building that you originally were, because we want you over here where you was really originally working at. They got me over in that building had me doing stuff I had known nothing about. You understand? And said, oh no, we ain't sending you back anywhere. They had played me. Words were smoother than butter. Then they turned around and fired me. What's the rest of that? Drake, what's the rest of it?
But war was in his heart.
This says, but war was in his heart. They fired me. That was their true intention, to fire me. They fired me, a black chick, and another black guy. They pulled all of us in the office at different times and told us if we couldn't keep up, they was gonna fire us. The 2 white people that they hired, they couldn't keep up either, but did they fire them? No. Listen, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Listen, he never has good intentions for you. You understand what I'm saying? They never have good intentions for you. War is always in their heart. Whenever they come making deals, war is always in their heart. To destroy you is always in their heart. It's nothing other than that. Just like we always say, once you see white people jogging through your neighborhood, that's it, your neighborhood is lost. War is in their heart. I already see them running up, jogging up, riding bikes up and down Wilkins Avenue. That's ball game. That's ball game. We can't stick together. Listen, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
He tells us that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Listen, Native Indians found it out. They invited the oppressor in.
Right.
The oppressor said, oh, this is lovely. They got us through that first winter. Let's call the cavalry. Let's destroy these people. They went to war with them. They figured they couldn't destroy them like that. So what did they do? They destroyed all of their food source and starved them out and gave them smallpox and blankets.
Come.
They saw something that they liked. They had that rough, rugged, rocky land over there that couldn't grow nothing, and they found land over here as fertile as the Fertile Crescent. They could do any and everything that they wanted to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
They came over, they robbed, killed, and they pillaged. Think about this too, right? The people that came over here, they always call them pilgrims, right? God damn it, it wasn't pilgrims, they was murderers, rapists, and robbers. These were the worst of the worst that they sent over here. And this is the reason why, think about it, right? This was the worst of the worst of that infidel, right? How can people, think about it, right? Even the average, how can the average, they're average people. Now I ain't talking about the ones that live in black communities that been slumming with black people. I ain't talking about them, right? I'm talking about that average white person. How can they see black people get murdered on TV and say, well, they must have deserved it. But when it's theirs, they humble over and cry. Because they don't have a heart for something that is not theirs.
Come.
Who could care? And then we turn around and when we see them getting destroyed, we humble ourselves and we go over there and comfort them and we do everything we can to get them back to being okay. You understand what I'm saying? And they don't give you the same in return. And the Christian church tell you, well, that's what you're supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's a destroyed people. We are a destroyed people. You feel me? Listen, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in their heart. Listen, they never have any good intentions for you. Look, we found out one of the dudes that they had brought in at work, they paying him like $30-something an hour. Right? And that's more than what we make, but we trying to figure out why is this cat asking us what to do. He was supposed to be the best of the best. Well, we got to tell him, oh no, that's wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, they paying him what they paying him because of who he is.
Come.
You understand? Even, and I found that out because one of the other oppressors found out what he was making and came and told me. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
He came and told me. He said, you know how much that's making? God damn, I can't believe it's making that. And all he's doing is setting up. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? The oppressor will tell you everything.
Come.
I was like, damn, I was mad too, but fuck, you know. Yeah, you know. That's the oppressor for your ass, you know. And when they get mad, they tell all their business to whoever's standing around. They don't care who it is, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking to myself, well, I mean, you know he's an oppressor, right? So it's the way it goes. You feel me? We are a destroyed people because we don't want to stick together. We don't want to run with our own. We don't want to live amongst our own. But this is the reason why we get out there on those Saturdays and we tell our people, look, come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Come back. You understand what I'm saying? Because if we live up under this right here, we will be on top and they'll be on the bottom. We'll be the head, they'll be the tail. But until then, we're going to be in the position that we in. You understand?
Come.
What does 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3 say? Second Thessalonians.
Second Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
That's it right there. It said, let no man deceive you by any means, but we consistently let our oppressor deceive us.
Right.
We let him deceive us by voting. We let him deceive us by buying bad property, bad whatever. They tell us they're going to do this for us and then do something else. You understand what I'm saying? Right. We allow our oppressor to deceive us. What does it mean? What does devil mean? Devil means
slander, deceiver.
You understand what I'm saying? So when we call our oppressor the devil that the Bible speaks of, only thing we're saying is he's a deceiver. He is the deceiver on the face of the earth. And this is where our people lose at. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, lest there come a falling away first. What does that mean? Lest there come a falling away first. Listen, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. What day is that? What day is that? Except there come a falling away first. It says, I'm gonna read it slow for you. It's gonna be the last one right here, right? It's gonna be the last one. It says, let no man deceive you. But we let our preachers, our pastors, and politicians deceive us every day. Right?
Come.
We let our pastors and our preachers deceive us. Listen, for that day shall not come. What day is they talking about?
The day of the Lord.
The day of the Lord. The day Christ returns. It says, that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. Falling away from what? You know this one not resolved. You know this. Go ahead.
I'm just guessing. I'm not sure. But is it a fall away from like with law statutes or the falling? I'm not sure. I was just guessing.
No. It's not falling away from the law statutes. It said, listen, let me read it slow for you. It says, let no man deceive you by any means. All right?
Come.
For that day shall not come. That day we talked about that Christ return. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. When it speaks of a falling away, it's talking about falling away from the customs and culture of America. Falling away from Christianity. Listen, Christ can't return until people fall away from Christianity.
Come.
Fall away from these false doctrines and these false beliefs. You understand what I'm saying? Until we start doing what the Most High tells us. You understand what I'm saying? So it says, let no man deceive you. Don't be deceived by any man by any means. It says, for that day shall not come. Christ can't return unless you fall away from Christianity, fall away from the customs and culture of America.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
So like you said, I just have a question. So is that, I mean, I'm asking. So is when it says, lest the falling away come first and the man of sin revealed, is that pretty much saying when black people start falling away from the system and revealing who the white man really is?
Exactly. There you go. Bang.
That's awesome.
That's it. Right there.
Huh.
And see, this is the reason why our oppressor stays on his high seat. Is because we are being blinded. We are being deceived. And because we're being deceived, Christ can't return. And because Christ can't return, the man of sin cannot be revealed.
Come.
You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
And when and we have to fall away from Christianity, we have to fall away from all of these customs and cultures of America so that he can be revealed. I was gonna get you to do that. He got the banger, right? Come on, big brother. No, you want him? That's on you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Give it to him. Go ahead, give it to him. Go ahead, you got that.
Come.
We're breaking you in early.
Come.
Yeah, we're breaking you in early.
Come.
My big brother said we breaking you in early, so you got that?
Come.
So basically, like I said, it says, let no man deceive you by any means. Like I said, preachers and pastors, this is what keeps us where we are. Even our politicians, it's the same thing. You understand? Because we always think we're going to get justice because we got black commissioners, we got black mayors, we got black city councilmen, we got black what do they call it, district attorneys and things like that. We think we're going to get some kind of justice, but we are being deceived. And because we're being deceived, for that day shall not come. You being deceived, that day not going to come because we still got the blinders on.
Right.
You understand? So Christ can't return because we still believing in America.
Come.
We still believing in Christianity.
Right.
We still believing that all men are created equal. You understand when it clearly states in the Bible that we are above all people on the face of the earth. The Bible tells us that, right?
Come.
You understand what I'm saying? And it says what? Except there come a falling away from first. We already know that falling away from Christianity, falling away from the customs and culture of this nation. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
It says, and that man of sin be revealed. Listen, once we fall away from there, then everybody will understand who our oppressor and what our oppressor does. He is the man of sin, the man of perdition. You understand?
Come.
And with that, I'm going to turn the class over to Priest Officer Uriah Allah. We're the Israelite School, the Universal Practical Knowledge. This was Brotherhood class, and I'm turning the class over to Priest Officer Uriah Allah. Another one of our fine brothers. He's gonna be a hell of a teacher right here. Because you know why? Because he already a teacher.
Already a teacher.
You feel me? You wanna slide over here? There you go. Come on over some more. Get up in here. Over some more. There you go. I'm just trying to get you.
ISUBK security announcements. We are the ISUBK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8-10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. And I think this is to remind us that the Passover is not canceled. We will still be having the Passover. You just need to talk to the captain of your camp to find out more information about the Passover. Remind the Akim and Agwakim to check on social media, such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for Isupk events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we're going to do one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yazmatah, class dismissed.